All right. Video uploading. It doesn't want to upload. That's interesting. It still shows. Oh well. Hello. How's it going? Atsuki, Zealin, Fuchsia, what's up? How's it going? 159. What to draw today? Ooh, the endless potentiality. Amazing. Rolomancer. SK Moondog, welcome back. I hope you are doing well. Sleep deprived Rolomancer. Me too. I think I fell asleep at 2, woke up at 5. And I was like, yes, that's great. Exactly what I need. Hey Mel. How's it going? Rollermaster, I'm digging it that you're becoming a regular. It's cool stuff. Happy. Makes me happy. To another one joining, and I love it that you're drawing a lot as well, contributing to the community. So we got Cyber Gopnik. What is a Gopnik? Is that an actual thing, or did you just do a word scramble? Death stare. It's a death stare. If looks could kill. Oh, geez. Yeah, so we got 2 topics. Oh, this is the poor Slavic guy. All right, cool. You roped in all your friends too. That's wicked, Rollermancer. It's much appreciated, actually. This is only what it is due to all of you. So I thank you. I must say that a community can be dog shit depending on the people in the community. And I'm very happy to see that there's a lot of quote unquote adults. A lot of mature behavior in the sense of not being assholes and griefers. We had one instance of spam bot on the Discord once, and one who came once, another time, another one who came and tried to bait people into flame wars and start, trolling, and everyone was just like, "Go away, sad person." No one took the bait. So I'm very happy about that. Proud of that fact. All right. Any other topic suggestions, or are we going to split the dice in 3? Unbaitable community, yeah. Sad troll. All right, that's cool. The worst fishing hole. Yeah, absolutely. Right, so let's switch scene. And why is that showing and not the other? All right, let's try to solve this. There we go. Fixed. There we go. So, okay, we got 4 topics. If it's 5 and 6, I'll draw just random. I won. I will choose, actually. Horned Conqueror. I'm gonna do Rollomaster's topic today. Horned Conqueror. I'm gonna go sci-fi route. Horde Conqueror sci-fi. And I'm gonna try the weird sketching method with selections and overlay. Yep. So we're gonna see how that pans out. Let's start a timer. Horde Conqueror sci-fi. Maybe. Oh, also Helix. Shout out to Helix. Helix donated money yesterday that I guess wasn't noticed by me. So I just want to make sure to give Helix a shout out and thanks for the support. Much appreciated, Helix. Comment was, been a while coming, but yeah, always appreciate that what you do for the community, man. Thanks so much for investing energy in everyone and giving a shit. Thank you, Fuxia, for being a part of it all. Okay, off the bad start. I did not like that. Too dead on. Pose was not informative. Gonna turn it in perspective. Gonna play with shapes a lot more from the get-go. Okay, so it's an alien, maybe robotic parts. We'll see. Nope, didn't like that. Didn't like that. Didn't like that. I don't have a picture. I don't have a picture in my head at the moment. So now I'm fully I am just exploring. Hey, Fresher. No, the topic is Horned Conqueror. And I decided I'll go sci-fi route. So I scrapped my first idea completely, which means I have now no idea whatsoever what I'm going to do. Currently now I saw something and I'm going to go a little bit Destiny-like in my attempts here to do kind of like a sci-fi night. So we'll see how that ends up looking. Chances are it's going to be extremely generic. Let's see. And I want to experiment with a sketching technique. So we'll see how that pans out as well. The sketching technique is based on a few experiments I've done, and it's about making selections, using overlay, and relying on planned shapes, basic shapes made complex. And currently my basic shapes are nowhere to be seen, so I'm struggling at the moment with readability. So we're gonna see how that turns out. But what I'm gonna try to do at least is to make something. The idea here is to be creative over to be creative. and explore. A horned conqueror. And I'm gonna use selections to help drive edges forward. The idea behind that is to the idea behind this technique is as follows: that you make a lot of random things. You use your ability to shape sift with your brain, as in you see what is evolving through you exploring with the brush, right? You make random decisions. You start seeing something, and then you start reacting to what you're seeing, and then you keep building, and it's very much about being in the moment, being creative, and just kind of letting things go, right? And not be afraid of making changes where it's needed. You know, like if you see something that sparks your imagination, or if you make a move that drives the idea away from what you had too much so that you get lost, you can always revert back, right? So like you've seen a few times where I've made a mark and go like, nope, nope, okay, that one I can continue with, right? So it's a little bit of searching. Hey, Spectre. Hey, eventual decline. What a nickname. Haku, lasso, yeah, lasso is really beneficial in these instances. So it's important for you, when I make a new layer, to now and then look over here, overlay. You'll see that that's normal, that's overlay, that's overlay, that's normal. So if you go back, that's normal, that's overlay. So you see I adjusted the volumes. And then normal, where I've made hard edges and refined the shapes and the edges. And now it's overlay, and I keep pushing the volumes with the information. And the reason why I'm using overlay is that I don't remove the underlaying texture work or underlaying brushes. So that in that instance I can, like now I made a new layer, set it to normal, because I want to add actual information to it rather than evolve the volumes that's been established. Undo. I want to save that selection. So that's the basics of the idea, right? Is that you use normal mode to define and overlay to refine. So in that sense, you can be very creative, very free, but at the same time, there is some structure to it, right? The hardest part is speed versus accuracy. Speed versus making the right decision, which is the tricky part. Which means that sometimes you gotta slow down. Hey Amir, how's it going? Pacobra. Pacobra, if you can ask what are the rules for topic suggestions, there are no rules. The first rule of warm up: there are no rules. You can literally suggest anything you want, unless I'm asking for a specific genre or a specific thing. But if I don't ask, go crazy. Oh, there is one rule: no war correspondent. That's banned. Horses from Imagination is very welcome. I don't mind that at all. It separates the boys from the men. If you know what I mean. It is no mercy. You'll stay a boy forever. In theory, Rollermancer marshmallow toaster, no problem. Let's go. I mean, based on some of the suggested themes, I have drawn a lot of weird stuff. So me being asked to draw a marshmallow toaster is not that out there. Peter Pan. What is the weirdest thing I've drawn? I think one of the more fun ones is what we refer to the banana bot, which is a male robotic prostitute in a diesel cyberpunk setting with a Freddie Mercury mustache and disposable panties. That was a good one. It's more or less a walking glory hole. Rent a banana, exactly. It was yellow, and it had rent a banana like as a catch slogan. It was very entertaining. I think a lot of times I've been asked to draw something that I've just go, huh? What on earth is that? And after the fact, we have defined what it is, right? But before we've drawn it, we have no idea what it is. There's been some weird amalgamations. I mean, that's true. That's true. I think it's not so much out there as in it's really, really funny. That looks extremely stupid. I need to liquefy that. And because I liquefied, none of my saved selections work. Good job, Bjorn. That's true, Pacobra. I mean, that's one of the for me, I think one of the fun things about asking for a topic is that all manner of people suggests all sorts of different topics, and I get to draw things that I normally wouldn't go. You know, you usually would go things that you've heard before, like generic topics like orc warrior, elven archer, like you wrote, and there is this tendency that everything is just becomes wishy-washy because you're not challenging, you're not adding anything to the mix. So in that instance, like drawing Horned Conqueror could have gone a certain route. I wouldn't say I have, like I said at the beginning of this will most likely turn generic, and I think I have succeeded in turning it generic. And it's not very sci-fi, and it looks horrible, and it's really, really bad. It needs something that makes it unique, and currently it is just has nothing of that, and it just looks like dog's dinner. Yeah, Cosmic Banana was also another one. I think that I had to draw. That was also a very random topic, and in the end, I made Alien Gigolo, I think, on a futon, kind of inviting you in. Hello, life. How's it going? Hey, Gria. How I'm sitting is I have a standing 24-inch Cintiq. I sit on a kitchen chair. I sit very straight. I have set up the desk and my positioning that I always sit with a straight back and my arm kind of straight out. So there's no slouching, there's no Cosmic Banana was one of the two teams of the first Bjorn event, I think. Yeah, that's right, Amir. That's right. That's right. Um, Archive-wise, I mean, there's season 5 is on Firestarter. The rest of the seasons, they are sporadic. I had a website called 30minutewarmup.com. It is still there to some extent, but I'm unsure of. I haven't touched it. I don't even know if it's up anymore. But I own the web space still, so it should be there to some extent. I guess you can backtrack there. Fuchsia, yes, I used to have. Then I went back to my martial arts background and conjured up a strengthening exercise. And after that, when I've strengthened it, there's no problems anymore. And I've set up my sensitivity on the pen that I don't need to push that hard to get a lot of outcome. Okay, so yes, I did find the painting. The name was it's a Latvian painter called Jānis Ūsis. This is the painting I was talking about. It's on Discord. It looks like that. Like the definitions and shapes are just spot on, which made me, when I see it live, it's really cool. And as you can see, it's quite large. So when you're standing in front of it, it's like it spans the width of your eyes. So you're sitting in the boat, and it's a really cool sensation. It's really fascinating. Janis Usis is his name. Latvian painter. Or if you go to Discord, it's in general fuchsia. Generally, though, strengthening exercise is that I used is an old martial art one, and the basics is you have a string, a stick, and a weight. And you attach the string to the weight and the string to the stick, right? So you have a stick, string, weight. And you hold the stick and you rotate it up with your arm straight out, and you rotate it down. You rotate it up, you rotate it down. And then you flip, and then you rotate it up, you rotate it down. But you have to have straight arms and kind of anchor them so that all energy goes into the lower arms rather than the shoulders. So you plant them and you only rotate with the wrist, right? So you do a lot of this, right? But because there's weights, there's resistance, and you need to use the tendons and muscles. And then the second one is you stretch out your fingers to the full power, and then you clench a fist to the full power, and you do that until it burns and you feel like your arms will fall off. Then you do more. And after that, you'll have good strength and durability. And also be smart about how you do work. If you feel like it's starting to get really warm and uncomfortable at the roof of the hand or at the wrist, take a break. And when you take the break, change hand posture and do the exercises. And also make sure on your desk when you're using keyboard that you don't do this a lot. You know, like that you need to raise the hand a lot. You should ideally have it relaxed, and you only use the fingers rather than this, because this is constantly contracting the tendon. No, this brace is smudge guard, so I don't put skin oil on the monitor. Hey, Mitkov, how's it going? Yeah, posture is also very important. That's why I like sit on a kitchen chair, wooden, and I have positioned myself straight, so I don't slouch, and I have arranged the height and the posture that I paint from the elbow, and I don't paint from the wrist, because that's too much motion. Ideally, you should paint with the elbow and have the wrist straight. Weekly. You know why we have it? Oh, secret is out. I'm drawing a sci-fi night, which is not turning into a sci-fi night, which is just turning into generic bullshit. Horrible shapes. I mentioned it at the early stage. I was searching for a picture or a shape or a design and the shapes were bad. I clearly remember me commenting that I don't have a good shapes, and this is the reason why you need a clear picture, and as you're constructing it, good shapes. I've built my hand. I've built my house not on sand, but on dog shit. Mitkov, you finished your workout with the boys? That's good, man. That's strong moves. Coffee? Also strong moves, sir. The power moves right there. Pacobra. It's just being stupid. There's a time and place for being stupid. There's a time and place for being serious, and today is definitely not. I could be serious and be like, oh, like I can do better than this. All serious face, but sadly, my drawing today should be taken out back and be taken out of its misery. Gria. Oh, you need to breathe? Okay, taking notes. What is serious? Yes, I don't know. It's a good question. Pacobra. Spectre. It's all good. You mean, how dare you joke in this extremely serious stream today? How rude. I would never. How dare you? I would never. No fun allowed. How dare you have fun? Zealot. Yeah, it was a good run. Thanks all. Exactly. Hey, Mitko. Thank you very much, man. Super appreciated. Thank you for choosing to take that prime my way. Gria, yeah, your knight was ready. if you know what I mean. Man, this sci-fi night, I gonna shit on myself here, but this is like bad early 2000 design. This is nowhere good. Almost to the point where I'll delete the VOD. But no. You're only as good as your worst drawing, Bjorn. Suck it in. Lap it up. This is me at my best. Pacobra, yeah. It's because of form. It's because of stylistic choices. I mentioned early on that I had one picture in my mind and I didn't do it, and I swapped goals, and I didn't have any goal whatsoever, any idea whatsoever. The only idea I had was the horns, because horned conqueror, and then I based the whole picture on showing the technique of evolving, and I didn't have a plan of how I wanted to evolve the drawing, right? So what it ended up with doing is that, yes, I showed the technique, but no, the picture ended up being bad because there was no purpose behind the drawing. There was no intent, right? So as I was developing the image, there was no clear hierarchy of shapes. There was no clear thing I wanted to describe. I was just mushing, right? It's like, oh, this could be that, this could be that. I made some shape, and there was no. I call it going from big to small, where you define bigger shapes, flat, in kind of like in a flat way. Then the more you refine the image, the finer you go into detail, the finer you go into brush size, the finer you go, tighter you go into deep lighting, and so on. So that you start big, nail what you need to nail proportionally, and then as you're refining the shapes, it's going to go better and better. My problem was that I started small, right? I didn't go from big to small. I started small and just started mushing around, and that's why the design. What happened was with the design is that I had to go and try to save the design, right? Tried to make sense out of the shitty decisions I've done, and that will always end up with a bad drawing. So what you should do, what I should have done to remedy this, is to, at the early stage, as I was kind of mushing around, here you can see it's not good. At this point, I should have made larger and more confident decisions in terms of shape and silhouette. And then here I've made also bad moves. I didn't follow up with interesting solutions, but I just refined the mushy shapes that I've already defined, where I should have taken it the next step, made better decisions. Then I made that, and then I made this, and it's always been, since the beginning of the drawing, I've been trying to save it rather than having a strong foundation and enhancing. So that's the biggest mistake in this drawing today, why I think the image is shit is because, like I said, I built not my house on sand, but on dog shit. Ideally, you should build it on rock, right? And with the rock, meaning a rock solid foundation, rock solid shapes, clear idea of where you're going, and not just making it up as you go along. And usually what happens is when you make it up as you go along, there is no point in the image, there's no point to be made. Usually what happens is that the balance becomes very neutral. There's no offset, there's no contrast in shapes or contrast in material or contrast in something, so it just becomes very leveled and uninteresting to look at. And that is where this drawing is at the moment. It's just bland and bad shapes and weak, right? So in order to remedy this, one would need to have done decisions early on that is different, or one way to do it is to go like, okay, this area doesn't work. I need to reestablish big shapes, clear design, clear intent, and then just rework that whole space so it works in the image. As an example, I'm not saying that this is better than what the previously was there, but probably is. But the idea is the same, right? That in order for me to save this, it would require restructure. It would require a completely new foundation. So the thing you can think about then is this idea or thing you want to communicate or design strong enough to warrant saving? Or is it just, all right, throw it on the pile of sketches and that won't go anywhere? And I would go, yeah, this doesn't have anything that speaks to me, doesn't have anything unique that excites me. It is just a generic knight. I'll throw it on the pile, forget about it. And the next time I will, let's say, do a sci-fi horned conqueror, I would go, right, so what's the purpose now? What is the design behind the image, so that I don't repeat the same mistake of just going without a goal. Moondog. I don't know. Maybe I should. I can. Freshy French, yeah. Yeah. I can do thumbnails, if that would be interesting. But the thing with thumbnails and on a stream like this is that not everyone care about the thumbnails. And it's hard to showcase a good end result when you only do thumbnails. I've done them in the past a few times, but I can do them. It's no problem. We can experiment. I'll just need to come up with a reason to do them, in sense of how can we use it. You care about thumbnails. Well, I do too, but Moondog. Yeah, why not? I can try to come up with something. All right, let's raid someone. Oh, oil painting. Or Tim Remmers. He's doing a sword. Okay, let's try to kill Tim Remmers. Thanks everyone for coming. Thanks Mitkov for the Prime. And Helix again, thanks for the donation last night. Really highly appreciated. Thanks everyone for joining in. Thanks everyone for having a great time. See you. Oh, Rolomancer is showcasing his Horned Conqueror, I believe. Is he? Do you want to load? It doesn't want to load. Rip. Nope. It doesn't want to load for me. Anyways, outro, then take you to the raid. Have a good one. Tools.